Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Abyssal Underlord!
Dire team pick. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Sand King.
Dire team pick.
Shadow Demon. Rubik.
Dire team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Oh.
Dire team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Holy mother of ad, that thing is fast. At least I fixed the sound though, guys. So welcome to COD League season number 4. I'm Picking the Goom here for our first knockout match of the event. This is FDL versus Midas Club. And Midas Club, they definitely came up against a very experienced wheel side that ended up taking them out of the upper bracket. So they'll try to get through the lower. And they're going to have to beat FDL if they want to do that, but FDL, they want to play the spoilers and try to beat up the Brazilian squad, so we'll see who is going to win out over whom here.
10 seconds remaining.
And FDL, they start out their draft with the Sand King and the Shadow Demon start. So that definitely gives them a couple ways that they could go with this draft. Also, the Shadow Demon kind of dissuades Illusion Heroes from Midas Club and allows FDL to possibly pick them up a little bit better here. Juggernaut has been banned out by FDL, so we're not going to be seeing any pairing with the Shadow Demon there. But still a very good hero, and also can combo with a few other things. To note, the Sand King can put out a nice burrow strike after the disruption. The Shadow Demon just allows you to combo quite a few spells with him as well, and is generally going to be pretty strong through the fights. Midas Club, they'll pick up the Underworld, one of the more dominant offlaners in the game. Is just going to get farmed pretty much no matter what. And I did not forget to turn off the cursor on that one, so I will fix that for next time. I don't know why it looks like that. It's not good. Well, in any case, that's better. We're going to have a couple more heroes banned out here. I'll try to get these things set up again. Alright. So a couple of difficult things on the production today. So FDL, like I said, you can combo quite a few things with the Shadow Demon Disruption. FDL decided to go with the Mirana for that purpose. And they can definitely put out the arrow, get quite a bit of lockdown after the disruption. Midas Club, a lot of the things that we've seen done here in order to combat that combo is they can go with heroes that have a lot of mobility, such as a Weaver, or perhaps the Centaur Warrunner, even though it's probably not going to be picked up for them here. They can go with heroes that can move around quite a bit after the disruption and might be able to evade what FDL have going there for a couple more seconds. But Midas Club aren't going for anything like that right now. They pick up the Rubik and Undying, so we're not going to be seeing any kind of Weaver support. They still could pick that up as a core. Would be outputting quite a bit of damage in the early game. And might be able to build pretty well, as long as he has a good start. Midas Club still need to get their 2 heavy hitters on their squad though. They have the Underworld that's going to be able to get very tanky in the off lane. They need some other farming heroes here.
5 seconds remaining.
Weaver.
FDL picking up they actually pick up the Weaver here. So with the Sand King and Shadow Demon already picked up, as well as some Mirana, I would assume this is going to be a core Weaver for them. See where they actually end up putting it, but we're talking about how a Weaver would be able to evade the disruption arrow combos. But Weaver can also put out quite a bit of damage and is generally a very good pickup for teams that wanna do well in the game. Gonna have to work around the Undying a little bit. Decay is generally a very good skill against your low health heroes. I love when I get brackets shared with me on the day that I actually need them after I already start the broadcast. Should probably just rewrite it. Yeah, that'll work. So, yeah, Midas Club are going to be taking a while for this pick. You do have to figure out what they're going to do against the Weaver. And they managed to get a puck here. I really do like this pickup. Might be able to dodge a little bit of the disruption arrow combo. You know, the disruption is going to be long enough that allows puck to get the phase shift right after it. But if they get him at a point where his phase shift has already been used, since the banish lasts for 2.5 seconds, it's going to be difficult for the puck to get away. So he's really going to have to work with his mobility and try not to get caught out here. Alright, so we've done that with the production side. Ursa will get banned out by FDL. Do not want Midas Club to have another frontliner. Very tanky for them to try to take down, and could absolutely blow up a few of the heroes that FDL have. There are a couple of other possibilities in there. And yeah, Midas Club, they're looking for their next ban against FDL. Lots of damage out there. Might be looking towards something that puts some minus armor out, just because the Weaver's already been picked up. If FDL get another one of those, it would mean that the armor gets decreased on these heroes quite a bit. So tanky things like the Underlord, the Undying, they might be a little bit easier to take down pretty soon if their armor gets decreased enough. Also if the Weaver gets a nicely timed Desolator. Having a TA is always a possibility in these types of drafts. And it's generally a very good hero to pick up at the end of things. Midas Club ban away the Timber Saw. that would be possibly a little bit difficult for Puck to deal with in the mid lane. Which I would assume that FDL are going for right now. Probably already know that Puck is going to be going mid for Midas Club, so they have quite a bit of information on how they're going to try to combat that.
Reserve time.
And Midas Club, they just need one more hero here. I think that both teams are kind of on the squishy side with some of their heroes, so if they get caught out, it's definitely going to be very easy to take them down, say with an arrow, with a dream coil. They both have quite a bit of lockdown that could be comboed off of. Midas Club will pick up the Venge though, so they'll get a little bit of Midas armor on their side. I believe that's also going to be a core Venge for them. So we'll have to see how it does against FDL. I think that if the Weaver gets the damage up, Venge is definitely going to have a bad time. But that is quite a big caveat because Midas Club do have quite a bit of lockdown on their side. And again, FDL do pick up the Templar Assassin for CCNC as the last pick. CCNC really has to get his game on here. I've not really been impressed with his play at all. He's been kind of feeding a little bit at times, so we'll see if he can get it together in this first match of the best of 3. Remember that we are going to play at least 2 games here. So even if one team loses the first match, they can come back in the second one. And this is also an elimination match in the lower bracket of the KOD League Season number 4 playoffs. So if a team goes out, they are completely out of the event. There is no more second chances here. They already got that in the upper bracket, losing against their respective teams. So if a team loses here, it is the end of the road for them, and they will be out of the chances to get any kind of experience as they move through the KOD League Season number 4. I'm not sure exactly when the Kiev qualifiers are. I should probably look that up sometime. So both teams need a little bit of pausing going on here. Yeah, this is definitely a good chance for teams to get some experience and show what they can do before the Kiev qualifiers. Definitely an event for some of the lower teams to show what they're worth. I'm not sure if these are necessarily direct invite teams, but definitely up for consideration in the closed qualifier spots. So we'll wait for these teams to get back into it. Will indeed be a carry Venge for Midas Club. No poses yet from the teams. Interesting that they never implemented the planning time for captain's mode. I guess they think that teams are likely to have all the playing time that they need. If they're in a competitive scene, they'll be thinking about during a draft. I guess you have a little bit less time for that during all pick games, so the planning time is pretty useful, but teams will just their items now and get over towards the lanes. It's going to be a support Mirana for FDL, working in conjunction with the Shadow Demon, meaning we get the offlane Sand King, mid Templar Assassin for FDL, and then a Weaver in the tri-lane. And a pretty standard comp for Midas Club. I don't think that there were any surprises there, just where the heroes decided to lane, and Undying is making his rounds towards bottom as well. The smoke expires on Midas Club. A couple of wards have been placed down, but Midas Club don't see this rotation by FDL in it at all. There aren't a whole lot of people here. It's just Tay and Mad going for a little bit of deep warding, and they're not been scouted out just yet. FDL making his way over towards the rune. Neither team sees the other right now. Just waiting for FDL to get that vision, and there are quite a few heroes here. Loposa is out as well, making me think that Midas Club are going to switch FNA over to top to work in the tri lane, but Loposa starts to amble back to top again. So they'll leave the Vengeful Spirit at bottom for now, trying to farm there. And FDL, they've got Mad rotating to top, and Tay is going back to the creep wave. We'll see how these lanes end up working out, but we might see a tri-lane versus tri-lane in bottom for the first part of this best of 3. Mid lane is CCNC versus Zeus on the puck. Zeus taking a lot of damage from the side blade. CCNC working with those pretty well, making the puck take a lot of health damage. Like her career moves up here, but that's not really something that the puck can go for. CCNC taking a lot of damage. Do they decide to go in? CCNC looking for the first blood, and he finds it. Holy, that was quite a bit of damage that he did there. And puck was just not thinking about the fact that the fiery fire was there. Now the disruption comes through. It hits onto the Vengeful Spirit with the arrow. They're going to do quite a bit there. Tay has gotten rather low. He doesn't have another Shikuchi, but the damage that they have will be enough. Tay finding the kill at bottom, so immediately FDL started off with 2 kills in game 1 here. And Miranda is also going to be getting some farming done with the arrow. A couple of queries able to help her out. These heroes were taken rather low. Bardo should be able to excel in a tri-lane system here. Getting a lot of decays off, keeping these heroes pretty low. But they might start looking for their next arrow combo. Sand King working his way around. We might even see a play where Bardo starts to just tank arrows for his team because he's one of the higher health members, but he's going to be disrupted here. Arrow comes through, but it's going to miss Bardo. They didn't quite get the combo there, and now a bunch of the controls down for FDL. They'll kill off the Shadow Demon. Bardo taking live damage underneath the tower. Tay going in, but the bug is off the schlong, and Undying stays alive for now. Meanwhile, the Abyssal Underlord, he was gonna also die to SYC at top. A little bit surprising there. CCNC getting aggressive on the Zeus. There is quite a bit of damage. Illusory Orb coming through. Loposa's back on the mid lane. He's gonna waste a lot of time getting over to top because of this. The CCNC coming around the side. Again, taking some damage from the puck. And they are still finding kills at bottom. FNA finding one underneath the tower. The bugs come through. And the arrows there as well. Tay will not get caught out underneath the tower. Theo is getting very low. FNA gets low as well. Went for a bit of a dive there. And they didn't kill off the Undying. Another arrow coming through, but it's just pushing out the creep wave. Sand King a little bit off the time with that one. CCNC going to the high ground. There's going to be the orb out from the Zeus, and CCNC again forcing him away, forcing Zeus to use the defensive orb to get out. Bardo wants to continue to put decay onto Tay, making things really difficult for him. There's going to be the disruption. Arrow's going to be on the mark as well. Bardo in a lot of trouble. They've got the timing this time around, and that will be a very easy kill for Mad at bottom. And making sure that combo works out is essential in this lane. Sue's just getting away with a little bit of health on the mid lane. These side blades are really difficult for him to work around, and CCNC is pretty on point with those. You're looking for another disruption. FNA getting back. They're trying to work with their positioning a little bit more here, making sure that they always have a creep blocking them from an arrow. Trying to guess what the Mirana's position is, because that is absolutely essential here. FNA starting to move up, but he's got the creep wave there. So that's where he starts to feel really safe, is when the creep wave can help him out. Mad's got to be looking for good disruption. And he is being slightly scouted out when he moves up too far in that lane. Mad's starting to move up, looking for the go, and Bardo's going to see him and immediately get away. They do not want to get caught up by the arrow combo again, but Mirana's nowhere near the bottom lane, so it's just Shadow Demon looking a little bit scary thanks to the Mirana not being on the map at all. Lift goes out onto Tay, The missile from FNA goes out onto a creep. So that is not going to be helping them out at all there. Trying grits pop by a few. Shadow Demon going over to mid, and he will get scouted out. They know that he's there, and also they don't see him. They just know that the scan is there, thinking that there could be the gank on the mid lane. And the observer ward does scout this out, so Buck, he's gonna move through here. CCNC continuing to get the denies in the mid lane. There are lots of heroes here, but a well-placed observer ward is going to make sure that Suze doesn't die. Right now, the Templar Assassin at the top of the CS. I'll have to see if CCNC can keep his game going here. He's gotten a very good start on the TA, but that is sometimes where it starts to end for him. He definitely can make some bad decisions. Lift goes out onto the Shadow Demon. He actually decides to move forward a little bit more. Arrow will come through out onto Bardo. Bardo in a lot of trouble today, doing a ton of damage with the Blightstone, and he'll be able to find the kill. Now he's going for Theo. He can go a little bit further here. Theo does have the Fade Bolt. Scan King goes in a little bit too far. That's a stun on the Weaver. Weaver does not have Shikuchi. He needs to use it there as it just comes off cooldown. Meanwhile, CCNC, he's making Suze back pretty far away from the mid lane. Fade Bolt doesn't quite connect on the Tay. And oh, Theo, there is no shrine for them to use here. He's thinking about going to the high ground. He's got the haste. He's gonna put out the Fade Bolt. Oh, what a rune for him. He was thinking about going for Stand King, but he didn't have quite enough mana to get the telekinesis off. Not feeling too great sometimes, but in any case, FDL, they are going to lose their Weaver. One of the more important kills for Midas Club to get with the nicely timed haste rune. Now Tay ready to go on to FNA. Here comes the disruption. The swarm is going to be there. The arrow cannot hit, so FNA throws out the stun on the Mad. He actually decides to go forward onto this, and that's a terrible decision from him as Tay just cleans him up. He's definitely got a lot more mobility than a Vengeful Spear. I guess she thought that there was no way she was getting out of there, so she may as well go for the Shadow Demon. So you seem to see getting a lot of damage onto a tier 1 tower. It will probably be put into deny range with that catapult shot. And it does, so CCNC really wants to continue to push this out to make sure that the puck isn't able to get that. And he's actually going to back away right now, as there were a ton of TPs to the mid lane. CCNC ready to go, and he's got the refraction up. Can he get this one? Firestorm's gonna be dropped down as he gets a little bit taken out of the animation to attack there, put into a Melt Strike, but he's right in the middle of the Firestorm and also a Sentry Ward, so the air will come through from the Rana, but it doesn't really stop things too much at all. It's just CCNC getting the tower kill and killing himself at mid. But he has farmed pretty well. That means that it's going to be a very valuable kill for Midas Club to have. Bardo sitting over towards bottom, and there are a couple of Sentry Wards here. Stan King walking underneath one of them. They know that there are heroes from FDL. Alright, Mad gets caught out, his smoke gets popped. Theo pulls him back. That's a couple stuns and a very easy kill. Theo stealing it away with the Fade Bolt. He is still farming in the lane, trying to make sure that he gets a good timing on his power charge, but he will be harassed out of it by Midas Club as they walk forward very menacingly. CNC farming the Ancients at this point, wants to make sure that he gets a good timing on his Desolator. As SYC is nearing his Blink Dagger, he decided to forego the boots instead of picking them up before he gets the blink, so he's not been so mobile here. Actually, he has the Tranquil Boots, so never mind that. He's got Tranquil Boots, the Wind Blaze, and he's nearly got a Blink Dagger as well. Tay being forced away from bottom a little bit. Theo is very scary. He comes in with Shikuchi, ready for the whip onto Tay. He's going to put the Sentry Ward down, pull him back. Tay gets a little bit of help from the Shadow Demon, but he's not going to be able to time lapse off too much. Does get a little bit out there. The arrow not hitting on anything, nearly on the Theo, but he's got the ability to get around. There's the burrow strike in by SYC. He has the epicenter, deciding not to use it. That's a blink, showing its face. Oh, they can't really go too far on the Theo, and the Cosmic Finale will pop him. A nice kill for FDL there. Sue's getting into the fight. He's ready with the Dream Coil, but FDL have already backed up a little bit too quickly for him to get in. Maybe Suze is able to find something here. Trying to go around the trees. These heroes are out of vision, and that means that the puck is not able to get in here at all.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
There's a burrow strike out onto Vengeful Spirit. FNA stunned by the arrow as well. Matt can get in here. Starfall coming through. Their damage isn't quite good enough. FNA nearly taken down. Sword will keep him alive. There's a stolen burrow strike by the Rubik. They're going to come back in here. Pit and Mouse also keeping Sand King in. He'll burrow strike away. They cannot find the FNA kill. And one from FGL goes down. But Midas did have pretty big rotation over there. Tay wants to come in the backside. There is a sentry ward that could catch him out. He seems to be aware of that. And he'll be very quickly getting away from the Abyssal Underworld, TPing out under cover of the trees. Alright. So we are getting past the 10-minute mark here. CCNC currently at the top of the net worth, getting close to his Desolator. Epicenter going in, out onto FNA. Burrow strike stolen by the Rubik again. Sand King caught out. There's nothing here to help. There's an arrow coming in. Can SYC get away? He's right underneath the sentry ward. Bardo really wants this kill, but the Sand King is able to blink out. It stays alive as well. Now the Dream Coil out on the map. They're trying to keep him in here, but he's juking around the trees. Eventually the Waiting Rift is going to find the kill onto him. Very close call on FNA. At least Midas Club able to turn it around a little bit there. As CCNC will continue to push in mid, nearly with enough gold for his Desolator. Host wants to push this out. Doesn't want CCNC to be hitting a tier 2, as Tay is going to be the one hitting top as well. CCNC taking the enemy team's Ancients there, being very nice about clearing them out. What a swell guy. Well, Strike making very short work of those Ancients. Midas Club, they start to go for Tay. The tower gets fortified, and he also saw FNA showing up, and he knows that there should be probably something behind the Vengeful Spirit as well. CCNC's got his Desolator up, and the Blink Dagger will be the next one on the shopping list for him. And the Mechanism was also finally built by the Underworld as well. Tay, he has been scouted out. That's going to be a Dream Coil and the Firestorm. He's been silenced, and he can't get out of the silence fast enough in order to phase shift rather. So kept in there way too long. No help from his team. They're probably going to try to trade some tier 1s at this point. So Midas Club will be able to find the tier 1 in the top lane. Meanwhile, DL finding the tier 1 at bottom. And looking at FNA's items, he does have enough for the Helm of the Dominator now. It's going to be his first main item. We'll see what he's able to do with it. It's definitely been one of the big items as a patch, with the increased move speed, the increased health as well. Helm of the Dominator, just one of those big items that we see a lot of teams picking up, sometimes even multiple copies of the item. Definitely one of the big winners of the new patch. CCNC a little bit caught out at bottom. He will use the Meld Strike to get away from the Magic Missile. Now swap back into the Pit of Mouse. Lots of damage here on the CCNC. He's getting blocked in a little bit. He'll use another Meld Strike. Sentry Ward placed down, and they'll be able to find him. Throwing out the Magic Missile will post with some damage. They'll be able to kill CCNC. That's actually a lot of gold over to Midas Club, 1,000 gold after that one. Sue's pretty far up in mid. He gets the phase shift out. He Waning Rift around. Now Sand King is ready with the arrow. He'll throw it out onto the puck, but it completely misses. And he'll also phase shift it away. But the burrow strike damage is there. And FDL will find the kill on the other mid. So both of them going down within the last 30 seconds. Maybe Midas Club can find a tier 1 at bottom.
Top tower is falling.
Tombstone getting dropped down. SYC with the Blink, Burrow Strike, Epicenter combo. Sand King starting to take the Tombstone down. He's going to get slowed down. CCC caught out. That's going to be 2 inside the pit of Mouse. Can they come in? That's the Epicenter being charged up. Coming in the backside. Triple Burrow Strike from him. But can FDL do anything on the backside? They've got Tay coming in. Matt is on it as well. Raposa, he's trying to get the Dark Rift out, but he doesn't have his team in it at all. FNA just wants to TP away, and he's not going to be able to get out. He's going to pay for not being in that Dark Rift. They'll get 2 away, but they're going to lose the Vengeful Spirit. Not sure why he decided to be off to the side. FDL find a couple of kills, find a team fight win. Meanwhile, CCNC didn't really have to do all that much there. He's still farming for his Blink Dagger, which will allow him to have some more mobility around the back of these fights, which is really where FD are going to want to try to get with the Vengeful Spirit doing some damage. Puck, they need to get to him and make sure that he gets locked down. Because if they go into an Abyssal Underlord all day, if they go into an Undying, things might not work out so well for FDL. Theo waiting on the high ground, ready to build his Arcane Boots. That's a B. Blink Dagger also now picked up for CCNC, so it could be time for a little bit more aggression from FTL. They can jump onto a few of these heroes if they can find a pickoff. Disruption now onto the Beastful Underlord. They'll just make a couple of illusions of him, sharing the aura with the enemy creeps, pulling them back down the mid lane, giving FTL some time on the bottom. Also a lot of time to respond to this push. Tay, he's taking a tier 2 down, and Midas Club don't really react to this at all, except for dropping a Fortify on it. Suze will TP away. Saving the tower for now. Oh, arrow nearly on the mark. No, Discord has been picked up for Suze, but now he's going to be forced to back away from this one. He's shifting out of one of the arrows. Maybe looking for a Dream Quote, but he doesn't have his Blink Dagger. Meanwhile, on mid, Pit of Mouse keeping SYC there for a couple seconds. Oh, nice swap back with an Invis Sand King, and he walks into the Pit of Mouse, where he is going to be seen by Midas Club. Taking him going in from the side. Theo on the high ground, he's trying to go for that, and he's going to be doing most of the damage here, not going down himself. That's another big pickup for Midas Club, finding some more kills on mid. But Tay is still ready to go in on bottom. You look at his items. Got a Dragon Lance and will be a Diffusal Blade soon. With that, Midas Club going to Roshan. So CCNC picks up a tier 2 tower and he blinks away. Even though FTL, they're not doing as well as they could be in some of these fights, they are still putting a lot of pressure on the map, taking some tier 2 towers down. Laposa has to cancel that Dark Rift. Oh, that would have been very close. Nearly taking his team out of that one. A little bit off with the timing, thinking that they were doing more damage than they actually did. The Aegis goes to FNA. And we've got FDL milling around their own side of the map. Sand King will nearly have the Aghanim Scepter. And perhaps we see some more aggression from Midas Club with this Aegis. They're going to smoke up right now. Theo and Bardo getting up in the river. They're going to have to push for the high ground on this. And their vision isn't amazing there. They do see the Sand King. What else do they have there that they can try to gank? Theo coming around the side. SYC. Okay, the smoke's gonna break. Burrow Strike in from the Rubik. He's got the lift there as well. FNA gets the Magic Missile. A little bit of stacking of stuns, but that's completely okay. Can CCNC get away? Suze gets the Dream Coil out. A little bit too late, though. And the bottom tower has also been taken by FDL there. Good thing about going for the push. Meanwhile, Tay is getting caught out inside the trees with Posa. He's pretty tanky. Does Tay decide to go in here? Posa puts down the pit of mouse, trying to work around this. Tay needs to get out of it before he gets trapped again. Posa into the trees, tries to get away. He puts on another firestorm, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get away from here. He just tries to fight Tay, but that is a fight that he's not going to win. At top, we have Midas trying to push this in. Midas Club will keep that lane in there on top. FDL. Oh, SYC's been blinking away from a magic missile. Staying away from that one. Mad. Alright, we've got the sandstorm in there. Disruption out, but the burrow strike went underneath it. So FNA, he's going to be able to walk away pretty quickly. Tay wants to find some damage on the FNA. He's going to get hit by an arrow as well. Sorp will keep him up for now. Theo's going to get popped. That Aegis is there. Bardo, very low to CCNC. You can't quite find the kill. Meanwhile, on the back of the fight, FNA tries to get away from a rampant Weaver. CCNC can't quite kill the Undying there, but he will be able to get the double, finishing off the Vengeful Spirit there as well. Of good kills there for FDL as Tay is looking for the aggression. Puck goes into a few heroes, taking the Shadow Demon very low. Dream Coil not going to be there at all from Suze. And he'll be forced to TP away. Bit of a misplay there from him, getting the Dream Coil down a little bit late. Put a lot of damage on the Shadow Demon. At least he didn't die. If we look at our net worth graph, it's about 6,000 in favor of FDL. XP is around 4,000. And there's only one tier 2 tower for FDL left to take here. SYC, he blinks into the trees. That's the force staff to be able to get out. As Midas go around the side, and they'll blink going for Mirana. She's got the Egg Interceptor. Suze takes a little bit of damage from it. Suze doesn't have a Dream Coil for another 25 seconds. Mirana leaps, and he's going to be able to jump away. Will not chase her down anymore. Especially because of what could be happening behind her. CCNC continuing to farm so much. He's up to the Hurricane Pike. So he's got some mobility with his huge amount of damage as well. That's absolutely blowing up some of these heroes. Now Stan King finding Theo a little bit. Starfall's gonna get stolen. Luckily that's not an arrow. Stan King leaps away from the magic missile. He could get lifted here. Nice slap in by FNA, and they will be able to find the kill under the support. CCNC meanwhile pushing in top lane by himself. Look at the damage that he does to the Underlord, and they're actually going to miss the Dream Coil again. At bottom, Tay wants to go in onto the FNA Vengeful Spirit. He's been scouted out pretty much. Diffusal Blade making him move pretty slow. Tay is going to get stopped in his tracks, but a nice burrow strike in. They're going to get the epicenter as well. Theo steals the epicenter away from SYC. They'll post it into the fight as well. SYC, he will get the Bardo in with some damage, and all the bursts that Midas Club have eventually combine with the powers to take down the Sand King. And with that, Midas Club, they are staying pretty even with FDL. I mean, other than the net worth, other than the XP, they are not losing their heads too much here. CCNC is still bidding up the items, and when he's involved in the fights, it's a lot more difficult for Midas Club to do well. Laposa, alright, he'll step up in top. Couple of illusion surge sent in, and he's not feeling too much pressure from this. There's a TP to the shrine though. FNA could be in some trouble. Matt getting away. Midas Club were definitely set here to try to fight. Arrow off the mark. Sue's moving forward, but there's not too much for him to be able to find. But does Theo get caught out? FDL looking for their opening, but still, they just want to split push. They're not really into head-on fighting at this point. He's going to be going for a Desolator of his own. Yes, 2 Desolators are better than 1, apparently, if you're FDL. Shadow Blade has been picked up by Vengeful Spirit, so she's still keeping the item progression going, maybe some aggression at top, but Bard is kind of here by himself. There's not really too much that he can do. FNA will move up, but even though he has the Shadow Blade, he's just not being allowed hooks at all to FDL. And he doesn't want to go too far. CC still working on his next item. 3,600 gold in the bank. I'm not really sensing that FDL want to fight too much right now, though. They're still content to just farm on him, taking most of it off the map. Tay, sometimes when there isn't a lot of farm to be found as a carry hero, you want to go further and further to try to get some last hits, and that would definitely be very detrimental to him. SYC will push in mid. We have still quite a bit of survivability on the Abyssal Underworld. It's a Pipe of Insight and the Guardian Greaves for him. And Shadow Demon will start making a few illusions of himself, chasing down the Radiant members. So CCNC, he's still farming it pretty well. We have an engagement at top. Puck caught out by the arrow, but he'll get the phase shift off. SYC doesn't have the burrow strike, and that basically means that they have to back away from that kill. That's because of how survivable the puck is. First step out of the Pit of Malice. CCNC doesn't want to stick there next to the Beast Underworld. Meanwhile, at bottom, Matt taking a lot of damage. SYC could come in with the Blink Burrow Strike, but he might not want to do that just to save Mad, and he'll blink away instead of going in. Probably a smarter decision there. So Dark Rift in. SYC, he'll get swapped by FNA, and that's a huge amount of trouble for him. Midas Club finding a couple of pickoffs as they want to get this in. Tier 2 tower in, possibly a little bit of trouble from CCNC. We might have to see Midas Club try and defend that, as the Dark Rift is down for another 95 seconds after Abyssal Underlord used it on a creep to get into the lane. But Midas Club get the tier 2. FDL do not. They just put a little bit of damage out onto it. About half damage. So Tay, he'll be going around the side here. He's got the Desolator going, as well as the Diffusal Blade. Tons of damage from him, and he's gonna get lifted by the Rubik right underneath the Sentry Ward. He'll try to fight. Theo's taking a lot of damage. Puck uses the silence there to keep the Weaver in. Dreamcoil there as well. Theo manages to stay alive, but the Weaver cannot. And it looks like the support is gonna be the one to swag all over the core. CCNC still wants to push in top. He does have the Blink Meld Strike available. Yule Scepter up in the air by Suze. CNC out of it. He wants to find the kill here though, and well, there's just gonna be nothing available for Suze once he uses all of his arsenal of spells. Roshan up in about 30 seconds. We'll see who's in position to take that. Midas Club around it right now. But CCNC definitely can do a lot of damage in a very fast time to it. And the next item for him is going to be a Bloodthorn. Really liking this one. Should have a very nice duration to keep either the puck or the puck out of the fight. But also should be good for just absolutely wrecking heroes like the Rubik. Midas Club starting to push in mid. We've got Tay ready to go. He'll put out the hasn't put up the swarm just yet. Burrow Strike in. They're looking for Tay. They'll silence him with the Orchid as well. Then Spirit in a lot of trouble, looking to burn her down. But look at that Pit of Mouse on the 3. Huge damage from FDL. Puck turning around. Theo moves forward. He's gonna go in and just absolutely wreck the enemy team. Look at them as they die. 3 kills on the mid lane for just the Vengeful Spirit. That's a great fight for Midas Club there. And that could lead to a tier 2 tower. Only 2 of those remaining for FDL. Midas Club looking to take this one. They don't have most of their damage, but they do have a good creep wave and some nice control. Puck going forward again, cleaning out the enemy creep wave, and that will lead to a tier 2 tower going the way of Midas Club. They'll back away from it right now. Roshan is available. Also, top's quite pushed in as well. Midas Club, they'll start to make their way over there. I'm not sure if they're going to complete this push, especially with a few heroes respawning right now for FDL. And let's see. Posts going in on the tower. We've got most of Midas Club showing up here. Dark Rift is available for if Midas Club start to get a little bit frazzled here on the top lane. Centaur will scout things out, but FDR are going over towards the bottom. They might want to try to set up a fight around the shrine, or maybe look into the Roshan pit if Tay goes over there. Just a lot of warding being done. They'll get away from their shrine for the most part, but Temper Assassin will TP into a place where she knew there were a lot of heroes. FNA, he'll swap the O back, getting in range for the magic missile. Lots of damage out on the CCNC. SYC getting caught out inside the pit of Mouse. He'll force staff away. Just Midas, they still want to try to take down this shrine, which has not been activated. SYC wants to go in. The vision is still pretty good. He's just not going to be able to find the timing on it. He's still hacking around the back lines. CCNC puts out the big melt strike onto Laposa, and the arrow hits onto the Venge as well. Mouse just get Laposa gets it out as soon as he comes out. Look at those side blades from CCNC though. FNA will stay alive with the Shadow Blade, but huge amount of damage from FDL. They take down 3. Vengeful Spirit only getting away because of her Shadow Blade, and Puck will try to TP away, but that is something that does not happen in this universe at all. He'll actually be able to blink over to the top though, and gets the jaunt over, which means that FDL don't really feel like chasing him any longer. Sand King looking for him. There's no vision at all. Can that orb find anything? He'll go in, but he'll just get repaid with a lot of pain. Puck dies to Tay, and CCNC gets the Aegis. Another good fight for FDL as their damage, when you see it sustained, it's quite easy for them to kill Midas Club, who persistently tried to fight around that shrine, but eventually the initiation did come in. Right now you see that FDL, they might get kited a couple of times, but if they're able to find just a few heroes with a Burrow Strike, the fights get a lot easier for them. So FDL, they are on their way to taking 2 shrines. They do get most of 1. Both teams getting all the tier 2s down, so they are even on buildings right now. Looking at our net worth, it's taking a sharp decline there, nearing about 3,000 in favor of FTL. Sand King trying to get away from Theo, who was trying to steal the spell, the leap. Not quite do it. Weaver should have his... Yeah, he has a Hurricane Pike now. Midas Club will push around the bottom lane. FNA starting to move up. We do have FTL trying to defend or smoke up around the shrine. We'll get that off. FNA could be in some trouble. Tay, he's ready. I don't know if he caught a glimpse of the Vengeful Spirit there, but they will go in. Burrow Strike in by SYC, and that's going to be stolen. Well, actually, the Sandstorm stolen by Rubik. That's terrible for him. They will get away thanks to the Dark Rift as the Epicenter completely whiffs from FTL. But next time, there might not be a Dark Rift for Midas Club, so at least they managed to save most of their team, losing their Rubik there. And Tay will finish off the shrine. Maybe FTL can start to push onto a tier 3, but with just the Rubik being dead, I don't really think that's a possibility. Maybe they'll try to get some kills at top. FNA is going in with a Shadow Blade. They just had a couple of creeps to kill, and now, oh no. DCNC finds one. He'll find the creep wave as well, just ripping through the life points of the Pit Lord. 34 minutes. into the game. FDL might be making their first push towards the base. Tier 3 tower possibly in some trouble. Puck trying to spam it out with the illusory orbs, but oh no, he's gonna get caught up by Sand King. The sounds goes there as well. He's not gonna be able to work past that. Puck does not have too much except for the Yule Scepter, but when he's stunned for that long, he can't get the sounds off of him. Age is back in 2 minutes, but FDL found another nice pickup here. So here we go. Perhaps FDL want to make their way into the base again, looking for another Blink Burrow Strike, but this time since FNA, who would have to hang in the bounce, and he's slightly more difficult to kill than a Puck. A little bit of damage from CCNC, wants to clear through the creep wave. Maybe the plan is for them to push in 2 lanes. FNA moving up. He'll get the stun out on the Tay. Theo should get the lift as well. Also the Burrow Strike. They're going for the Weaver. They'll lift him up with another beautiful Burrow Strike. And Epicenter comes in from SYC. That was a perfect initiation from Barta, but unfortunately they did not have the sustainability or the BKBs to fight against the Burrow Strike, which ended up keeping Tay alive. Sand King taking a lot of damage, taking down, eventually will die to the tower shots. And oh, they're looking for a little bit more. CCNC force-taps himself in underneath the shrine, trying to kill FNA. Look at the huge crit thanks to the Bloodthorn. CCNC doing the work there. Another Firestorm dropped down by Leposa, but CCNC, he's so happy to go in here. And he'll blink over to the side. Buyback by Vengeful Spirit. She needs to get back in this one. And FDL, they might just decide to back away as a result of the buybacks. Now TA turned into a pig, but another beautiful Burrow Strike. It's time for the Aegis to get popped possibly. CCNC, he's getting rather low. Wants to put out as much damage as possible before he dies. Tay will get the Hurricane Pike off from the FNA, who will be able to get the Shadow Blade. Also, he's getting so low. He will get the orb over to the side. As SYC sees him, but cannot find the kill. CCNC swapped in the base, but as soon as that happens, he will blink away, has a refraction up. Hopefully can't quite find the area to put the Pit of Malice around. And FDL, they don't lose too much as they go for that push, making Midas Club expend quite a few resources. And also CCNC, he's going to keep the bleeding going a little bit more with the AC soon from him. So this is not going to stop at all anytime soon for Midas Club. Game keeps being very difficult. So we've got Midas Club pretty much trying to survive right now against FDL. Meanwhile, FDL, they don't have the Aegis anymore, but they can definitely go in on this. Arrow slightly off the mark. Rubik able to blink away from that one. And Suze, who was pushing bottom, quickly TP away from an impending FDL gank attempt. Alright. So, still trying to work out a couple of production things because people won't get me graphics on time. But we are going to see FDL still pushing these lanes, and we'll see if they go for something a little bit different than the split pushing. Next Roshan is still in quite a while. They have some time before we even know what the timer is going to be. FNA, he's attacking pretty quickly. His Manta style should be built up soon, so he's starting to get a little bit of damage, but the thing is, he just can't stand for long enough against what FDL are throwing against him. FDL starting to move in, but the Gem of Truth and Sand King. Lots of heroes from Midas Club at mid. They're starting to adhere to the buddy system a little bit more. CCNC is still farming up so much, and that is an AC build up on him. Tay with a double damage rune. It will be the Manta style soon from him. He going for the ultimate orb first. I mean, maybe the Lincolns will be a little better. Here comes the Hex, and the Weaver takes a lot of damage. That will be an absolute blow up. Wow, that is a very disorganized fight from FTL. They take the Sand King down as well. That's a gem sitting on the ground. Suze is going for a little bit more though. He's going to see CCNC, who tries to get away, and Suze finds Mad as well. Here comes the burrow strike in from Theo. They'll get it out on the Mad, and they might have the vision here. Gem of Truesight is now on Undying, lots of vision and damage from Suze, cleaning him up with the Illusory Orb immediately after the disruption is over. And Midas Club. I don't even know why I said Mad Kings there. It's both Brazilian teams, so yay that. Next Roshan in about 40 seconds. Midas Club, they can keep pushing this in. They have another shrine to take down. Puck getting over there very quickly, seeing if anyone's trying to farm inside the jungle. Stan King's close to the shrine, but he's got to get away. And Midas Club finding another shrine on the map. Who's getting over there with a haste rune, cleaning up the creep wave. A lot of heroes from FDL are respawning pretty soon, so Midas Club might have to be a bit more careful when they go for this push. If they can find a fight like they did last time, which is a little bit unlikely if FDL are defending, they could definitely try to make a play on this game. Alright. Where did I put that? Yeah, I think that'll do. So, right now we've got FDL sitting around where their shrine used to be, perhaps looking for wards, perhaps looking for a smoke out. Gem of Truesight picked up on Sand King this time around, and Midas Club still have it on the Undying. CNC moving up. FNA is going to find him, throws out the stun. Can the TA get out? The Pit of Mouse will keep him in there. Finally, the refraction gets taken off. Mimo on the backside. The Sand King going for the epicenter. Theo will burst right through. CCC staying alive for now, as there's just absolute havoc on the backside. Mad underneath the Dream Coil cannot really move all that far. Dual Scepter will dodge the arrow. Do FDL feel like going in here? That is really a question. They still have CCNC pretty far up. They're getting in here. Can they find FNA? Can they get anything else? Tay starts to go in, and there is a Gem of Truth on Bardo. Leposa slowed down. Hurricane Pike used. Bardo will take a little bit of damage from this one, but he's still very tanky. Leposa's been stunned by the arrow, and he takes a huge amount of damage. Epicenter coming in from... I don't know who that was. Might have been the Rubik, might have been the Sand King. In any case, FTR taking a lot of deaths. And the burst strike was stolen by Rubik. They're looking to find a couple of heroes on the back end here. Do they manage to find Mad? Yeah, they see him in the trees here. They'll swap him away. And they'll take down 4 after that team fight. Midas Club are coming back into this one in a big way, finding the team fights that benefit them the most. And I don't know how they're even doing it. They're keeping CCNC very far away from it. That just seemed like a misplay from FTL, as they tried to initiate onto something that just wasn't really happening at all. They tried to hit the Undying and the Pit Ward, but those heroes even felt some kind of scratch. Midas Club to the high ground, and also FDL don't have buyback at all. The Fortify will get used, trying to slow this down as much as possible. We'll see if Midas Club ever gets some kind of question in their hearts that they can take this. Weaver will push in bottom for now, but Theo is there to try to defend it on his own. He'll blink in, get the lift up onto Weaver. He'll be able to Shikuchi around if he wants to, so Rubik should be pretty safe there. The full set of racks taken at mid. They're looking for some pushing at top. Do Midas Club go down here? Matt's starting to get in there. Stan King is going to be there as well, but a lot of the damage from CCNC is just not quite going to be there. Toughness are now gone. Oh, Sue's getting the Hex onto SYC. We're sort of keeping him safe. Oh, beautiful phase shift from Puck, missing the burrow strike, and they'll get another Rax off the map. So FDL, they seem to be plugging along for quite some time, but Midas Club, they found what they needed there, and they might be able to also get the Roshan here. FNA going into the pit. They have to do this one very quickly because CCNC has respawned, and Stan King is ready with an arrow. How fast can they do this? They'll turn him into a pig. Can FTL get to the pit? Because they absolutely have to. Theo moving up. Tay, alright. There's going to be the illusory orb through. And Midas get the... Oh, pick up that Aegis, please. Cheese on the ground. Arrow comes through. FNA just missing it. Theo, he puts the word on the high ground. Nice blink away from the burrow strike. We've just got Theo styling over FTL. Shikuchiing away from danger. It's an Aegis. It's a couple of racks. And Midas Club, they are coming back into this game in a big way. Look at that. Net worth just skyrocketing in their favor as they take a couple of good fights, a few racks, and the Roshan against FDL, and they are feeling pretty good in this match. Vengeful Spirit finally starting to do some actual damage here. Silver Edge soon from her. And wow, absolutely fantastic play from Midas, and they're not even done yet. They'll go for the smoke. They want to try and find some here. Puck getting the speed forward with the illusory orb. The vision from FDL is not here at all. They're looking for the pickoff. They could find Mad Zeus, gets the smoke broken. That's a hex out onto a shadow demon. Jumped onto him very quickly with that talent, and Theo wants a little bit more. Force staff forward. He's looking for Stan King. Can SYC going to try to save him? Stan King trying to lope away. There comes a bro strike on the end, but the Dream Coil is there, out on the 2. Theo will try to get away. Dual Scepter is there, keeping Ron alive for a couple more seconds. Waning Rift, but Stan King gets off of him as well. He's trying to go forward. Stan King taken very low. The rest of the team starting to catch up here as FDL will have a bit more trouble trying to stop this push now, especially without the Shadow Demon disruption. So Midas, they are ready to push this in. FNA very tanky, so much EHP, and he's also got the Aegis. They could definitely go in here. Sue's moving so quickly with that increased speed on the illusory orb. Sand King doing everything he can to get those creeps out of there, and Tay takes him down very quickly as well. Tombstone will get dropped down, but the swap goes back onto the Temper Assassin. Will try to blink out, but she's been turned into a pig. She can't get out. Tries the force staff. It's not going to happen. Midas Club finds the heroes. Holy moly, FDL. They are running for their lives right now. Tay trying to do as much damage as possible. Post is just walking around, flopping down a Firestorm. CC&C forced to buy back right back into it. Beautiful swap from Venge as they put down a Tombstone, trying to bait them out, and FDL, they take it hook, line, and sinker. Oh my gosh, Midas Club, they are ready to go again, and the swap is back up in 5 seconds. They have some damage out on the FNA. He's going to be silenced here thanks to the Bloodthorn, and he'll keep going for the tier 3 tower. There's a Burrow Strike, but remember, FNA, he's still got an Aegis, and he's being killed up by the Soul Rip as well. Popping the Manta Cell, he'll force out to the high ground. Oh, now we've got Temper Assassin getting caught out again, and another kill. That'll be it. They'll just call it. CC&C is sick and tired of getting killed off to start off these fights. Down for 160 seconds, and there's nothing that FDL can do anymore. Game number 1 goes to Midas Club. They stick in it for the duration of the match, and they manage to just shut the door right on top of FDL's fingers. But after one close game, we